Alright, since we looked at QQQ, let's go look and see on SPY IWM. I traded on Thursday. I showed what I did wrong. So SPY top down analysis, and I'll explain these dash lines here in a minute. Monthly. Let's take these out. Move this around. Kind of my stuff that I use for my notes when trading. Turn that off. Alright, so get rid of these. Alright, so monthly, obviously, big push up. You see overall, still going. Okay, big push up, still big push up. Um, Big push here. Looking around. Okay, buyers, sellers come back in for buyers come back in. Buyers come back in right here. Big push up. Now we're right here. Um, Even though it's black, meaning red, it's still a buyer's market right there. Even this guy surpassed this right here and also surpassed that. Um, or all-time high. So going to weekly, see, come back around, buyers step in, push all the way up. Then we get up here, um, sell off at the all-time high. Buyers come back in, push back up, and then now they've, it's a stalemate right here. So we, go see if there's liquidity or basically there's supply up here or demand up here, supply up here. So they could come up here, hit it, and come back down, or it could keep going. It could do what it wants to, or it could come back down and then find some more buyers at this level again, and then go back up. Any of that stuff could happen on next week. So anyway, still in a bull market overall, but what's going to happen this next week is questionable. The daily, see all-time high, the big push up coming from the weekly, the monthly, that big push down, then coming back into buyers, buying back in, and now it's just kind of stalemate right here. Well, it's a little bit more buyers are here after the sell off, but we'll see what happens Monday. So, going back to analysis portion of it, mark off the high and low for the last trading session. I put it in blue. And a few more I had to mark off because of where it's at. Let's go down to 4 hour. That's it. Okay, so let's look at here. You have this area up here where they're pushing down. The sell off. And then you have this area here where they're pushing back up. Put it in green. So you're kind of in this area right for the day starting out Friday, right? So obviously you had a high here, a low here. If you look at the 8 o'clock, like I'll keep saying this. For some reason, I like to look at the 8 o'clock on the 4 hour, and I like to mark out the low if it's red or black here, or the high if it's green, because it tends to dip back in that area at some point in time that morning. Usually the first 30 minutes, but sometimes it'll dip back in the area. So let's dip back down to, let's go down 15 minute to show kind of what happened. So you see pre-market high. Let's go ahead and mark that out. We'll go down. I'll go down a minute and go down a little bit lower, but we'll put this in orange just to differentiate it. And pre-market low. This is at, remember, overnight market goes all not long, but we will it stops at 8 o'clock and starts back up at 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock to 9:30, there's your high, and there is your low, orange. Obviously, you can still see it's under that 4-hour window we just talked about a minute ago. Go back to it just to make sure. 8 o'clock, the 4-hour, there's a wick right there, meaning that it could come back in this and keep going, or it could go back up. So, like if it's a red candle, I like to mark at the bottom. If it's a green candle, I like to mark at the top um, to see where price is going. Now, this day, if you can see it, pre-plain as day, it wicked up into the high market or the high of the market. Let's see, pre-market, high of the pre-market. Sorry. And then it came back down into that area and bounced back up. So, turn this on for the Keltner channels. So this is internal Keltner channels. This is a indicator. It's on Webull. So it's in the community. So I'm still not sure how to put stuff in here yet. I gotta figure that out because I've got some of my own. But this is something I found that I really like. It's Keltner channels, and I'll turn the Keltner channels on for the 2 modifier 2. Yes. So on a 2-minute time frame, Keltner channel 2 modifier, you see that once it comes back into the channel, it'll put a mark there. Once it comes back into the channel, it'll put a mark there. So obviously sell, obviously buy, red sell, blue buy, and then so I missed this opening because I was watching IWM. I was watching this. Well, I should have been watching Qs instead, but anyway, I was watching IWM and SPY instead of Qs. SPY and Qs are large cap. IWM is mid cap. IWM is the Russell's 2000 ETF. So going back, SPY, and it hit the pre-market, came back in the Keltner channel. I usually don't have these on, but there it is. There's a red mark. Take the sell. Okay, and obviously you kind of know where it's going. Where's price going? Price is going to go and try to recapture buyers in this area, that 4-hour window. Like we saw, wherever it's at. It needs some power to push back up. So it went back in, found buyers, and come back down. So yes, I missed it. Yes, I got some FOMO. I'm not saying I didn't. I still do that from time to time. Because it was a good sell off. I mean, it was a real good sell off. Anyway, you're talking about even if you got in right here, wait for that candle to close, come back in that candle, 746 to 743. It's $3. I mean, even on ETFs at lower prices, still pretty good money. So anyway, all right. So I waited for this to happen, and because of FOMO, and I saw this, and this blue dot, I jumped in too early, because this could keep going down. There's nothing saying that this is going to stop right here and not go down. It can keep going down. So yeah, fear got involved. I got myself knocked out here. I tried another trade. Probably here's I don't know. I had a couple trades and they're all losses. So Thursday's not a good day for me. IWM. I mean, it was just not a good day. Anyway, so I traded SPY and it was choppy because it's OPEX. So June 19th. The Juneteenth was off, but the last day of OPEX was the 18th. So 18th is usually choppy, but it can be an up day. If you see Qs, that's a pretty much up day. Now it started out, and then once it moved from there, it just gets kind of up day. You just got to keep up with it from there. But anyway, so that's Thursday. So going into Monday, what'll happen is I'll wait for the market to get the pre-market going, and then I will mark out my, because I already know weekly what happened last week, right? Kind of a stalemate here. This could go up or go down on SPY. And I'm going to trade SPY or QQQ. But if you go back down to the 4-hour, I will mark out the 4-hour on the 8 o'clock. The low of the red, low of the black, which is the red candles. I just color them black. It's just my thing. And then on green, if it's green, I'll mark out the high. So if it takes out that body, I'll get in. If it takes out, it gets in that area. It wants to bounce in that area. It's a lot of times, and then looks for that bounce and go from there. But you can take. There's no reason, because I'm going to explain this for a second. You can take that very first. That is telling you that it's not going to go above that. This wick wicked out the pre-market high. It found sellers. They're selling off. So yes, this was a valid um, entry. Could have been a valid entry to take the short, but knowing that you may not go past this area, or nothing else, go past pre-market low. But it could. It could. You never can tell. So you want to sell some off when you get this area. The other thing is that there was. So I'm going to show you this on TradingView. So I have a few different layouts in TradingView. I think it was this one. Yes, this one. So this one, there's a support resistance channel that I found a decent indicator on. If you go to SPY on that day, so if you look at the 18th, you see this gray area was a level of supply that could have been may not go past. And so if you mark that out, go back to Webull and mark it out, you're basically in this kind of in this area here. Basically, in a nutshell. Go back and look, make sure. Yeah, almost from that bottom wick there. So it's on 15-minute, 30-minute, 3-minute. So we're talking about this area here. Okay. Go back down 2-minute. And you see there's one confirmation. There's, erase that one. There's 2 confirmations. There's 3 confirmations to get in a trade. How many more confirmations you need? You don't. You could use 2, 1, 2. But I had 3 confirmations and still didn't get in the trade because it already started. And I got FOMO and got fear. So those are things that you will come up against from time to time. Things that you got to say, okay, why am I afraid of getting this? There's a 1 confirmation that I just showed you. There's 2 confirmations, 3 confirmations. I mean, how many more confirmations you need? Every trade's not going to work out. But you get 2, 3, 4 confirmations. I mean, come on. It's pretty simple to get in. I should have got in. So anyway, it'd been a good morning to start off with within 9:35. I mean, for 9:35, it's pretty good. Or even 9:36. So yeah. Anyway, you move on. You go to the next trade. Go to the next day. All right. So going into Monday, like I said, I'm looking for a few things. One, I'm looking for get rid of that. Don't need it. Obviously, you still have this support here, resistance here, supply and demand, support and resistance, common different things. I don't really care. It's all pretty much the same. Buyers, sellers. How's that? Move these over for Monday morning to use Monday morning, and then I will have a box over here also at the on the 4-hour wick, whichever way. So, all right. One more thing while I'm here, I did find a indicator breakfast. Yeah. So this indicator right here, the Keltner channel signals by Raphael Zioni or whatever it is. I really like it for two reasons. One, turn that off. I'll show you. Gives you signals, right? But the other thing is that it kind of highlights the supply and demand or support and resistance for you. So is it always true on the higher time frames? No. I mean, it kind of is. I mean, it shows it there. I kind of like to see this in real time. I haven't seen it in real time yet, as the market's playing out. Actually, if this comes out pretty quick or not. But I'm going to kind of use this a little bit, and that's what the dash lines are for. So if I go back to SPY, so you see this is almost a straight line across pretty much. So this is 748.13, that's 748. So basically 748. So go back to SPY at 748. I'm going to put a line there, which is almost right at the top there, pretty much, yep. So I'll put one just below it, make it pretty big, and I'll make it stand out. Even though I got a freaking box there, I still miss it sometimes. So lines, boxes, I put a dash line, I never can tell. Anyway, and then you got a support here, 743.80. Put another one there. I'll mark it green. Here. Almost right at the bottom anyway. Yeah, pretty much right there at the bottom. I'll just put it inside it. Mark it green, same thing. And then just have it there. So just more eye visual instead of trying to stare at the damn candles. Look at that stuff. So anyway. All right, that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna upload this one, and then I got another video I'm gonna send you about the supply and demand. I'm gonna show you. So, all right, so what we got today.